Hello and welcome to another tutorial with me, Punkimo Andy. So today's tutorial is going to be all about the enchantments. It is going to be divided up into different sections in terms of what in terms of different sections. And by the end of listening to watching all the sections, hopefully you have a bigger and better understanding of what and how to use enchantments. So, what is an enchantment? An enchantment is something that provides boost to both armor, weapons, and tools in various different ways. There are two different types of enchantments. One is a standing enchantment, which you can obtain through the enchantment table, and the other is what's called a treasure enchantment, which can only be obtained via looting chests, treasure chests. Treasure chest type you'll find in sort of like mine shafts, jungle temples, ocean ruins, nether fortresses, bastion remnants, and all that. And the treasure enchantments, they are not available through the enchantment tab. We can also get them through fishing as well. So let's get down to what the basics are of the of enchanting. So the first thing you're going to need to begin, well, first thing you would need is actually a fishing rod, because you can get enchantments that way. But to be able to apply your own enchantments and whatnot to tools and armor, or even a book to stack up later on, is an enchanting table. Now, to get an enchanting table, you will require 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and a book. Now, this is the crafting recipe and the crafting table in the relevant slots. If you want to take note of that, to be able to make your crafting table. Now, using the crafting table, you'll need between 1 and 3 lapis to apply the enchantment to either the tool, armor, or book. When opening the UI on the enchantment table, you will see this. So this enchantment slot will tell you how many levels down in the corner. So I'll quickly grab a tool, say a pickaxe for example. This will only do low level ones because I haven't got any bookcases surrounding it or 1 block air gap. So if you open the enchantment table, it will give you 3 different levels of enchantment. So if I put the pickaxe in there, well, usually you will get so where that 1 is how many levels you require to get the relevant enchantment. Now, if you don't have enough levels, so cells in survival with 0 levels, they would all be grayed out. And then the number on the left is, so that's how many levels you would need in your inventory. However, this is how many levels it will use from what you have. And lets me go over, as well as how many lapis it will use. Now, the enchantment table, the text here in the enchantment table is irrelevant. Only the one that comes in the pop-up box, so where it says Unbreaking 1, Efficiency 1, that would be 1 of the enchantments you will get. You may get more than 1 enchantment, but that will be what you get as a minimum. The language behind this is actually standard Galactic alphabet. However, the translation that this gives is not of any relevance to what enchantments you will get. It's just randomly generated. Now, to increase what levels you can get for the enchantments and how good the enchantments are, you would surround this by with bookshelves, but have a 1 block gap. So you'd have a bookshelf here and a bookshelf here. What I'll do is give me a couple of seconds. I'll just set up like a temporary sort of thing. So you'd have it like that. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This will actually give you up to level 30 now, as you will see. There we go. And obviously efficiency 3 of them, and you can get efficiency 4. Bedrock edition has the ability to generate efficiency 5, but not display it there. It would be as an additional enchantment. So if I go say like that, click on that, do I get just efficiency 3? Doing this occasion, just to show you can get more than one enchantment. Constantly go for the pickaxes. You can't do netherite ones in that. You have to enchant diamond before getting the netherite. 14.3, do we get just 4? It's going to be awkward on me today, isn't it? There you go. As you can see, you can sometimes get more. This is a pretty decent pickaxe. 2 seconds. I wonder if I can get. I just want to grab another one that has efficiency 4 on it for later on. Give me 2 seconds. I can do this another way because I'm in creative. So if you're in creative, you can easily do this. Enchant at. So this will come in handy for later on. Self. Efficiency 4. Should. What am I doing? That is. There we go. That'll do it. Yeah, efficiency 4. That'll be for later on because I had the concrete in my hand. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the enchantment table. That's how you would get the maximum levels. Each bookcase, I believe, increase it by 2 levels for the maximum that you can receive in the enchantment table. Next thing for enchantments is the Anvil. Now this is the recipe for the Anvil. Now what the Anvil does, it required to have 3 iron blocks and 4 iron ingots to create the recipe, which is a total of 31 iron ingots. Anvils do have a few different functions though, so you can repair items and you can also enchant and name items. Naming of an item requires 1 level, however enchanting you can do, say this, that costs 13. That is how you get efficiency 5 and is one of only 2 ways to get the efficiency 5. One of only 3 ways. The other way is via a villager. So you saw that costs 13 levels. This is something I would always recommend, is just swapping the pickaxes around and tools around because it can cost different levels. See that? Now it only costs 1 level. Never walk away from an anvil without swapping the slots over if you're using it to combine enchantments. And also that's how you combine enchantments. You have to have the same tool, same ore type, ingot type. So you can do 2 diamond, 2 netherite. You can't do 2 netherite together. I've discovered that, even if you've only just enchanted it and never used it before. Each anvil though does have a usage. So when it's completely smooth, it has not been used. This is in creative, so it won't use up any of the damage. However, you do get slightly damaged, and broken anvils. Which once they're broken, you cannot use them. Like I say, naming costs 1 level. So to name something, you literally pick up the pickaxe and just get rid of the name. Just retype over what you want. I'll just say fortune because it's got fortune 3. Costs 2 levels. It's 1 level in Java, not 2. So as you can see there, blue text on that says diamond pickaxe. Blue text on that one says fortune. You can name any item you wish in an anvil. Believe it or not, it's not just tools and armor and weapons. It's any item in anvil, and it's the same. The same cost of levels, no matter how many of the items you put in there. It's just, if you now put that in there, it will be 2. As you can see, it's 2 now. So if you had one item, or you had something stackable and you put a whole stack in there, the amount will not change. If you want to enchant an item this way around, if I just show you how to do the enchantment types, don't need you anymore. If I just grab a book, so for instance, efficiency 5 book. If you want to enchant something, whatever you enchant has to go in that first slot, and then the relevant enchantment book will be in the second. And this amount does also vary. The enchantment cost of 5 can be higher or lower depending on how many times you've repaired the item, or how many enchantments you've already got on there, and what type of item it is. The maximum levels that Anvil can go up to is 39, after which it will just say too expensive in red text in the bottom right corner of the Anvil UI. Okay, so next on the agenda is a bookcase. Now, as you saw, these are used either as decorational block or to increase the level of enchantments from the Enchanting Table. Now, to create the bookcases, you'll need 6 of any plank types. These do include the nether blocks, as the nether ones as well, so the crimson planks and the crimson and the warped planks, and also 3 books. And this is pretty much the crafting recipe. The books go across the bottom and across the top. The planks go across the bottom and across the top. You can use all of one wood type or combination of any, and then 3 books across the middle to create a bookcase. Bookcases can be found throughout the world, though. They can be found with a librarian house in a village, or they can be found in the stronghold, in the libraries in the stronghold, which is where you'll yield quite a few of the bookcases from. Next, we will now be talking about the Grindstone. Completely forgot its name there. This is the recipe for the Grindstone. The Grindstone does have a couple of things here, so you can either disenchant an item, so remove any enchantments from an item. This does include the cursed enchantments, or you can use it to do the same as an Anvil and use it to repair an item. With this as well, if you disenchant an item, you will gain XP from doing so. It's quite handy for like mob farms. If you've got a lot of enchanters, say gold swords from a gold farm, you can disenchant them, gain some levels that way, and then smelt them gold swords up for gold nuggets. Just on another note, with the repairing on the Anvil, it is often cheaper to repair 2 of the same items together than it is to use the relevant ingots. Say you had an iron one with quite a bit of damage, you start putting iron ingots there, you may find it costs like 4 to 5 to repair that item, whereas if you have another iron pickaxe in there, it will more than likely repair it, especially if you craft a new one. It ends up being cheaper. So, and the last thing is obviously the Lapis for enchanting, and this is obviously something you're going to need in the enchantment table. Now, Lapis, like I say, you require 1 to 3 Lapis per whichever enchantment you want. Now, there is a couple of ways to... He's vanished. How dare he vanish? I spawned him in. So there's a couple of ways, a few ways to get the enchant. You can spawn with his things this time. They're annoying, but there you go. So they are the ways to get Lapis. So you can either get it from a cleric villager, I believe level 4 on a cleric one, unlocks 1 emerald for 1 Lapis. this is where the Wandering Trader has a slightly better trade. I believe it's 1 emerald for 3 in Lapis. He doesn't have it, but some of them do. You can then also obtain Lapis with the Lapis ore. Later on I'll talk about Fortune and how that affects the Lapis ore as well, because that in itself may very well help you out in terms of coming down to finding the ores. So next we're going to look at where you can find the treasure enchantments. So the enchanted books, or shall I say, obviously like I say, you got 2 types, treasure ones and standard ones. Standard ones are available through the Enchantment Table and also through villages. You've got Toolsmith and Weaponsmith, which will trade you enchanted tools and armor, and the Librarian, which is just here, which uses a lectern. That has now vanished for some bizarre reason. There was a lectern there earlier. Don't know what's going on with this world. But yeah, with the lectern, you'll get a Librarian villager, which will trade you enchanted books. So places you can find enchanted books and items throughout the world. So you can find them in strongholds, in the minecart chests, which are usually on. I'll try remembering. I believe it's on this sort of array inside the mine. I remember it being up there, and I remember the steps going up to it in the stronghold. So if you look down the corridor, see that, you know, there might be an enchanted book in there. There might even be the Knot Chapel. Also in mine chests inside of abandoned mine shafts. And in the good old classic, I've got no TNT in there. In the good old classic jungle temple. Obviously, if you do try that pressure plate in survival, inside of a, did I just say jungle temple? Inside of a pyramid, inside of the pyramid, you will set off the TNT, which is just below. So I'd always recommend breaking that and just collecting the 9 blocks of TNT underneath of here before collecting any treasure. And over here is everything in the game that can be enchanted. So you've got all the boot types, all the leggings, chest plates and helmets of the type of leather, chain metal, iron, gold, diamond and netherite. You've also got the turtle shell and the elytra. All tool types for stone, iron, gold, diamond and netherite. I have been told that wood has an enchantment thing, but I've never used it, never will. Seems to be no point I can do that. Also, I've got it over there, haven't I? The Phantom. And then you've also got shears, shields, flint and steel, carrot on a stick, warp fingers on a stick, fishing rod, bow, crossbow, trident, mob heads, that's mob and player heads, carved pumpkins, and the dragon head that are found on end city ships can all be enchanted. So next I will be going on to the different types of enchantments. However, I will do that in the next video to save you being overwhelmed with information. I will be going through the enchantments over a few videos, and they will be in split up probably into 6 enchantments per video, detailing what each enchantment is and how and what it can be applied to. And I'll all be doing it in alphabetical order, so it'll be quite easy to navigate to which ones you want. So I'll call it here for this episode, and I'll see you in the next tutorial tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and bye. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of the tutorial with me, Punkamo. This tutorial is all about enchantments. If you haven't already done so, I'd highly recommend checking out part 1. As part 1 does explain the basics of the enchantments, how to get them, how to find them, and ways to apply them. From here on in, each different part of the enchantment list will be about the individual enchantments, what items they can be applied to, and what effect the enchantments have. And to kick us off today, we will be going with the Aqua Infinity enchantment. Now, I'm going to be doing all these in alphabetical order rather than doing it in item order, because I don't really want to repeat myself too much, and I also feel it means that the information you're digesting is relevant to the enchantment rather than the item that it's being enchanted to. So the Aqua Affinity enchantment has one level, so it can't go above one, can be applied to any of the helmet types as well as the turtle shell. So when you see me doing like a helmet, it'll be any of that range. It's not or drop specific. It's not material specific. It is everything under that particular range. It's that particular item, not the material item. So what does Aqua Affinity do? Now this enchantment will allow you to mine underwater without a decrease in speed. Like I say, it can only actually be applied to helmets, not anything else. So if you're mining underwater with this enchantment, it will act as though you are on land. Even if your feet are in water, because sometimes that can slow you down. It's not supposed to, it's supposed to be if head height is, but if you're in water, this will also help as well. Next we have Bane of Arthropods. Now this comes in 5 different levels, level 1 to level 5, and can only be applied to swords. It cannot be used with Sharpness enchantment or the Smite enchantment. What Bane of Arthropods does is it deals more damage to arthropod type mobs. The higher the enchantment, the more damage it would deal. So if you're not too sure as to what the arthropods mobs are, so the arthropod mobs are, you've got spider, let's have, I cannot remember offhand. So you've got, so the arthropod mobs are bees, cave spiders, endermites, silverfish, and spiders. If you were not too sure as to what they are, sorry about this. It's hit recording with the weather is set to. There we go. Next we have Blast Protection. Now, Blast Protection is an armor only enchantment. So it can be applied to helmets, turtle shell, leggings, boots, and chest plates. It comes in 4 different levels, level 1 to level 4. It reduces damage dealt by explosions. Something has just started becoming clear, not too sure what. So it reduces damage dealt by explosions, and this enchantment cannot be used at the same time as protection, fire protection, or projectile protection. The higher the enchantment on this, the less damage that the initial blast will deal damage. Just going to make you aware that anything after the blast, so say a gas blast, the fire itself will deal damage, but not the actual blast itself. Next we have Channeling. Now the Channeling enchantment is a trident only enchantment, only comes in 1 level, and is used to summon a strike of lightning during a storm. So if the lightning strikes a creeper, that will turn it into a charged creeper. Exploding a charged creeper has a bigger explosion radius, and any mods within that explosion radius of a charged creeper will drop its head. So that is how you actually get different mob head types, and how you can get 100% effective with a skeleton. With the skulls from wither skeletons is what bring them into the overworld and killing them using a charged creeper. Obviously, to select where the lightning will strike, simply throw the channeling enchantment at the selected target. Channeling cannot be used at the same time as a Riptide. So next we have the Curse of Binding. This is often found in sort of like end cities and whatnot. You can also get it from fishing and get them curse of binding on the books as well. So the curse of binding is an armor enchantment and does not allow a piece of armor to be removed from its slot once equipped. Curse of binding, although it is a curse, is classed as a treasure enchantment. So with this, what are its actual uses? Curse of binding is more sort of like a prank use more than anything else. I'm going to be honest. So what can you apply it to? So you can apply it to helmets, chest plates, elytras, turtle shells, boots, leggings, dragon's head, carved pumpkin, and a mob head. I myself have used it on the dragon's head on someone. To do it on someone, let's show you how it's. That was a zombie it killed. Show you how it's done. So there we go. Librarian here. Where? So if you want to apply it to a mob, if they do not have anything in their inventory, this is how you would do it. Button. Go for Dragon's Head, it's the best one. And this one is easiest to get. Well, Carved Pumpkin's quite easy to get, but to enchant. Oh, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Because it's a long one. No, I did the easy way. 2 seconds. I don't know why I didn't think of this beforehand. So I go here, here. I've got an anvil, haven't I, that I can use. There you go, here. Grab that. Curse of binding. There's it there. Don't mind me, I need to go here. Don't be awkward. 2 seconds. This is an easy way to do it. Oh no, it's not pushable, is it? Hope he doesn't come out of here. Yep, he's going to be right in the way, isn't he? Right, I will show you how to do it, and I will get it in there, so don't worry. This is the same way you do because of vanishing as well, to someone who doesn't have the enchantment. I was going to push it with piston, but you can't push dispensers with pistons. Do that. If I go into it. Then you go like that. It started to equip it and then didn't. Let's try that again. They shouldn't be able to take them off, and it should equip it to them, but apparently not. But yeah, that's how you would do it to a another player. Okay, and next we have the curse of vanishing, and these are the only 2 cursed enchantments in Minecraft. Cursed enchantments can be applied to anything that's enchantable, which is more than the curse of binding. So you've got your helmets, your leggings, your boots, chest plates, shield, pickaxe, shovel, sword, axe, hoe, shears, shield, flint and steel, carrot and stick, warped fungus on a stick, trident, fishing rod, bow, crossbow, dragon's head, turtle shell, carved pumpkin, mob heads, and compasses. Yes, compasses can be enchanted. Curse of Vanishing. Does it says on the tin, it vanishes. However, this is if you die. Any item you have on you that has Curse of Vanishing, when you die, will not drop. It will just simply despawn immediately. And that will be it for today's episode. Like I say, I'm only doing 6 in each episode, so it's not overcrowded for you guys. Don't forget to check out part 1 for the basics. Tomorrow we will be starting on Dextrider and going on in the alphabetical order. So I will see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching and goodbye. Hello and welcome back to another tutorial with me, Punkamo Andy. So we will now be going on from Dextrider, carrying on the list. Don't forget to check out part 1 and 2, where we covered the basics of enchanting, and we've covered all the way up to the Curse of Vanishing. We are going through these enchantments in alphabetical order. We're doing 6 a day, just so you get basic information and everything you would require from each enchantment. So let's kick off today with Dextrider. Dextrider comes in 3 different levels and can only be applied to boots. Dextrider cannot be used at the same time as Frostwalker, and I believe it cannot be used at the same time as Soul Speed, but I've not had that confirmed. The enchantment actually reduces the speed reduction underwater by 1/3 per level, which means level 3 will allow swimming at the same level as walking on land. So it is fairly handy if you are. So I was going to reset the weather. If you are doing a lot of work underwater, especially if you combine it with Aqua Affinity. What am I doing? Because that just acts as though you are actually on land. Well, we'll get this right in a minute. Weather clear. There we go. I don't know why I changed it to rainy weather. So yeah, it's quite handy if you combine it with the helmet achievement of Aqua Affinity. Means you'll mine just as quick as being on land and walk just as quick as being on land whilst you are wearing these. Next we have Efficiency. Now this does come in 5 different levels and can be applied to pickaxe, shovel, axe, hoe and shears. Now Efficiency 5 increases speed under each level. It increases speed. The higher the level, the quicker the speed. Can be topped up using the beacon and haste 2, haste 1 and haste 2. So they do stack. Efficiency 5 on a diamond or netherite pickaxe with the beacons set to haste 2 will actually mine quicker than you can mine on creative. That is obviously pending lag, because if you're using, say, a realm or a multiplayer server, sometimes you can break it quicker, but the block will reappear. But it is the quickest you are going to get in the game. To get Efficiency 5, there are only a couple of ways to do it. Efficiency 5 can be got in Bedrock through the Enchantment Table, but this is a very, very low chance and comes as a secondary enchantment, not as the main one. You can obtain Efficiency 5 through a Librarian Villager on a book. Once again, it is a low chance that a villager will have Efficiency 5, now more likely to have Mending. And the other way, and the easiest way, is combining either 2 Efficiency 4 items, 2 Efficiency tools together, or combining 2 Efficiency books together to get the relevant Efficiency 5 in the Anvil. So that's the most effective way to get Efficiency 5. Sorry about that, so I'm on a sip of coffee. Next we have Feather Falling. Feather Falling is a boots enchantment and comes in 4 different levels. What this allows you to do is to take reduced damage falling from height. I believe it's 24 blocks, and you will normally die if you've got full heart of health. Feather falling 4 will give you the greatest amount of being able to, the greatest height you can jump from before dying. I'm not totally sure on the level because I'll come down to like 1.5 a height at times with it. And I was falling from say 64 into one of the ravines, which is down at say level, I think it's 11 or 10. So you can definitely go around. You can definitely jump around 50 odd blocks without dying. So on Feather falling 4, but yeah, normally it'd be 20 blocks and you'll more likely die. 24 blocks, you're more than likely die. Next, we have Fire Aspect 2. Now, this is a melee enchantment it's classed as. However, it can only be applied to sword on bedrock. Only swords are classed as melee on Java. The Fire Aspect sword enchantment deals fire damage and deals 3 damage points on Fire Aspect 1, 7 on Fire Aspect 2. Length of time is roughly the same between both. The Fire Aspect has no effect on nether mobs, as far as I'm aware, except for obviously the skeletons that appear in the nether. Next, we have Fire Protection. Now, Fire Protection comes in 4 different enchantment levels, and can only be applied to armor. So you've got the helmet, turtle shell, leggings, boots, and chestplate. Fire protection cannot be used with blast protection, or projectile protection. And this enchantment both reduces damage taken from fire and the time of the effect the fire lasts. Now, however, for blaze and gas fireballs, I'm just going to make you aware that the blast on them does not get reduced, but the effect the fire deals gets reduced from this. Because it's classed as a blast from the initial damage, and then the after effects is the fire. Next, we have Flame. This only comes in the 1 level. The Flame enchantment is an enchantment for bows only, so it doesn't apply to crossbows. What the Flame does is it sets the target on fire, and this can also be used for igniting TNT at a longer range. They've been right next to it or using redstone or flint and steel, so it gives you a safer way of igniting TNT. So that is it for today's enchantments. Be sure to check out the video from tomorrow where we will be starting on Fortune. And don't forget, if you've missed the previous videos, to check them out in the playlist, the tutorial playlist. We'll also have the playlist for the beacons and the potions. Thanks obviously for tuning in today, and don't forget to check out the video tomorrow where we're checking out more of the enchantments. Thanks for watching, and bye. Hello and welcome to another tutorial with me, Punkimo Andy. Today we are continuing the A to Z of enchantments. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, check out my previous videos on the enchantments. We start off with the basics of enchantments, then we start going through the A to Z enchantments. We're currently up to Flame 1, and today's episode we move on to Fortune. So the Fortune enchantment is a tools enchantment, and it's for different types of tools. Increases the drop rate from mined blocks. So Fortune comes in 3 different levels, level 1 to level 3. Obviously, the higher the level, the more you will drop from a block. It can be applied to pickaxes, shovels, axes, and hoes. The tool, so for starters, I'm going to go through what the examples of each are. So for the shovel, what that will do is that will yield more flint from gravel. For the axe, it will harvest more drops from leaves, so sort of like the saplings, sticks, and for the oak and dark oak, you'll get more of the apples. For hose, it will drop more crops or more seeds. So for wheat, it will drop more wheat seeds. For carrots and potatoes, it will drop more carrots and potatoes. And for beetroot, it will drop more beetroot seeds. Just going to make a note now that it does not work on the never warped or warped, the never warped block or the crimson blocks. Yeah, never warped blocks, crimson blocks, whatever they're called for the trees. It doesn't actually yield any more from them either. The pickaxe is the one that it is most commonly found on, and players will most commonly put it on. This is due to the amount of drops you actually get from ores using this. So, drops from the iron ore are not affected because they do not drop as drops from gold ore and iron ore are not affected. It's the ones that drop the actual things themselves do not require any smelting. So first of all, you've got with forging 3, your rates will increase from 1 coal, mining coal ore, up to dropping 4 coal. For diamonds, it is the same. So diamond ore, your rates will increase from 1 block up to a maximum of 4 per block. Same with emeralds, from 1 block up to a maximum of 4 per block. The emeralds, like I say, 1 block to a maximum of 4 per block. The nether gold ore nuggets that are obviously from the nether, you'd normally get around 2 per block for that. On the drops, if you've got fortune 3, that'll increase to 24 gold nuggets per block. The nether quartz ore goes same again goes from 1 ore, from 1 drop to 24 nether quartz you'll get. Lapis lazuli, this is the biggest of the increases, goes from 4 drops up to a maximum of 36, and a redstone ore from 4 up to a maximum of 20 per drop. So next we are looking at Frostwalker. Now this is a boot enchantment only. This enchantment will turn any water source nearby into ice. Obviously the level will determine how far away the water will turn into ice. However, the ice you form through Frostwalker is different to naturally generated ice in the world, as the ice is temporary and will start to crack when it is melting. And to keep it as ice, you would just need to be constantly moving the player. However, whilst wearing Frostwalker, damage cannot be taken from magma blocks or campfires, and Frostwater cannot be used at the same time as Dextrider. It is possible to fall underwater with Frostwalker. If you fall from a height, you'll often go below the water, and then the water above you at surface level will turn to ice, trapping you underneath. So just be careful of that if you are using Frostwalker. Next, obviously Frostwalker comes in 2 different levels, 1 to 2. Next, we have the Impaling. So Impaling comes in levels 1 to 5. It is a trident only enchantment, and what it does is enchantment deals extra damage to mobs that naturally spawn in water. In addition, the Bedrock edition also deals extra damage to other mobs in the water as well as when it is raining. So Java edition is only for mobs that spawn naturally in water. Bedrock are mobs that are in the water as well as in raining, as well as when it's raining. So there's a bit of a difference there. So Impaling on Bedrock is much better than it is in Java. Actually, why? I've not actually. There's trident killers in Bedrock as well. I haven't noticed anyone saying about Impaling using trident killers. I wonder if that could be done. I wonder if anyone will actually do that. So next we have Infinity. So the Infinity enchantment is actually quite a good enchantment on bows. It's not one I generally use because I choose Mending over Infinity because I've farm that produces too many arrows. I'm overloaded with them already, so why would I need Infinity? To me, Infinity is an early game enchantment, but players will use it later on so they don't have to carry tons of bows. So what this will do, Infinity, is it will not use any of your arrows, standard arrows up when being used. This cannot be used with Mending, and also is not affected with any tipped arrows. So if you've got tipped arrows in your inventory and you're using them to fire, you will start losing them as though you haven't got Infinity. So Infinity doesn't actually use up any arrows. You just need to make sure you have a minimum of 1 arrow on you. Next, we have Knockback. So Knockback comes in 2 different levels. Disenchantment will actually knock back any mobs when hit with it. Obviously, the higher the level, the higher they will get thrown back. Just be careful with this enchantment. A lot of players do not like it. Me personally, I actually do quite like it. It's quite handy with some mobs and being able to control them and being able to help the timing of hitting some mobs. With knockback, the thing I would be wary of is being in the nether. If you're on a wither skull hunt, if you hit a wither skeleton over the edge of the fortress, because it's only 1 block, they will spring over that. They can spring over that 1 block. Unlikely, but they will. They can do. If they're up on that 1 block and you hit it with that, you will more than likely lose the wither, reducing your effectiveness of getting wither skulls. Next, we have looting. So looting is a favoured enchantment. If you got the opportunity to get it on it is a sword only enchantment, and I would recommend if you've got the ability to get it on a sword to literally just apply it to a sword. We've got looting 1, looting 2, even looting 3 because it comes in 3 different levels. Early game, as soon as you've got a looting option, get it on there. You will get more drops. It increases the chance of some of the treasure drops. So from, say, a wither skeleton, you'll get an increased amount of wither skulls. From blazes, you'll get extra blaze rods. From zombies, you're more likely to get carrots, potatoes, and ingots. Those sort of things you'll get more regularly using looting, which is why I say if you've got an option early on in game, definitely put it on there. Later on in game, try and combine it to looting 3. Next, this is one I didn't finish up from yesterday because when I was doing my notes, I then realised I forgot. Loyalty. So this one is loyalty. Loyalty comes in. I'm just doing this whilst I'm on here because I will do a download to try and help people through. So loyalty comes in 3 different levels. What it does is it is a trident only enchantment. Seconds, I don't really use loyalty much. So yeah, so loyalty is trident enchantment and cannot be used with Riptide. So what loyalty does is it reduces the amount of time it takes for a trident come back when thrown. However, I believe there is a maximum time that the maximum distance that you can throw the trident before it becomes ineffective. I've seen people throw it into the void and when they've been in the end and they've actually lost the enchantment. It may just be that it's as soon as it hits a block, actually, it will be coming back. It just reduces the amount of time waiting for you to retrieve that trident. I believe it's like 0.25 seconds per level, as far as I'm aware. I haven't got it in my notes, but I seem to remember reading that when I was writing up my notes for this. So, however, that is it for today's tutorial. Don't forget to come back tomorrow when we will be carrying on, starting off with Look of the Sea from the looks of things in the background there. And don't forget, if you've missed them already, to watch the first part of the tutorials to help you through and help guide you in any direction possible. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe where possible. And enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more. Thanks for watching and bye. Hello and welcome back to another tutorial with me, Punkamo Andy. So today we are going to be continuing the A to Z of the enchantments. Don't forget that if you have missed any of the videos up until now, they will be in the playlist and available on my channel. We have covered from the basics of enchanting all the way the A to Z up to loyalty. So if you've missed any of that, don't forget to check out the videos and it will help you guys with any missing information that you currently have. So first of all, today we are starting off with a Look of the Sea. Now, Look of the Sea is a fishing enchantment, so it's applied to fishing rods only. This enchantment increases the chance to catch treasures from the sea and reduces what is known as junk. The enchanted fishing rods can all known as junk, and you can also get enchanted fishing rods and enchanted boats at a higher rate. Also with higher levels as well. The higher the level of Look of the Sea, and it does come with 1 to 3 levels. Now this can be combined, and I often do it with Allure and Mending, which is the enchantment afterwards. So if you combine it with Lure, Lure comes in 1 to 3 levels. Lure decreases the time that you wait for items to be available to catch using the fishing rod. But if you've got Look of the Sea applied or not, it just reduces the waiting time and is a fishing rod only enchantment. Mending is the next one we're moving on to. Obviously, you combine it with Lure and Look of the Sea, chances are you will not break the fishing rod because it will just constantly top up and you'll get XP as well. So yeah, that's what I generally have on my fishing rods is Look of the Sea, Lure, Mending. So Look of the Sea, Lure, and Unbreaking levels 3 on all of them, and then Mending you'll get pretty much an infinite an unbreakable fishing rod. Mending. So let's get on to Mending and talk about it. So Mending can be applied to helmet, chestplate, leggings, pants, turtle shell, elytra, pickaxe, sword, axe, shovel, hoe, shield, flint and steel, shears, fishing rod, warped carrot on a stick, warped fungus on a stick, trident, bow, and crossbow. It's almost all. It's just the mob heads and car pumpkin it can't be applied to. So what does Mending do? So Mending does actually repair your tools. So it does what it says in tin. However, it's from XP that the player will receive, not what the player already has. So it uses XP from that to repair items. So if you've currently got, say, 7 levels on you and you need an item repairing, you cannot use them 7 levels to repair the item. You have to either go kill a mob, collect things from furnaces, go fishing, all the things that you normally do to go and get ores, to get XP, to then use that XP you are getting to repair the item. Just a side note, there's only one thing this cannot be used in conjunction with, and that is Infinity on a bow. So you have the option of Mending or Infinity. Personally, because I have mob farms that produce arrows at a really high rate, and I have far too many arrows, I generally choose Mending over Infinity, because I'm never really going to run out of arrows. Next, we have a multi-shot. Now, multi-shot is a crossbow enchantment. This allows basically either 3 arrows or fireworks to be shot, firework rockets to be shot at once, but only costing the player 1 of each. So if you shoot 3 arrows, it'll only cost you 1 arrow. If you shoot 3 fire rockets, it will cost you 1. This enchantment cannot be used at the same time as our next enchantment, Piercing. Piercing comes in 4 different levels, 1 to 4. And this is, once again, a crossbow only enchantment. And this allows arrows to pass through multiple entities. And this does include shields in the block position. This enchantment, like I say, cannot be used with multi-shot. Side note, each level means how many extra mobs it will pass through. So Piercing 1 will go through 1 mob to kill the next. Piercing 4 will go through 4 and then kill the one after it as well. It also goes through blocks as well, as far as I'm aware. Next, we have Power. So it comes in 5 different levels and is a bow enchantment. What this does is it deals more damage to mobs when fired. A fully charged bow with a critical hit and having power 5 will do 25 damage points, which means that the majority of mobs would be a one-hit kill using power 5 plus power 5 plus a critical hit. A critical hit is pretty much jumping and firing at the same time. Yeah, that is pretty much a critical hit. On Minecraft, it's not to do with headshots or anything. But yeah, other than that, that is it for today's episode. We have just 2 more episodes left in the series. Don't forget, if you have not checked any of the Enchantment series out, to be sure to do so. Tomorrow we will be starting on Projectile Protection, and this is where the clarification in my previous tutorials of when I've said protection on its own as to why there is a different one there. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow at midday UK time to watch the next video, and also if you've missed the rest of the videos, don't forget to check them out as well. Also, don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, subscribe if you are happy to do so and have been enjoying the content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Me, Punkamo Andy. So we have been going through the A to Z of the enchantments. We are going to continue doing so. We have covered the basics of the enchantments in episode 1. Right up until the recent episode where we've covered up from enchantments aqua affinity up to power enchantment. So don't forget to check them out. Each video will have in the description what enchantments are included, and don't forget to check out the playlist as well, because my playlist will also contain beacon tutorials and potion tutorials, as well as currently just 1 redstone. But if you obviously subscribe, I will keep adding to the tutorial list, which will include more of the game mechanic tutorials, as well as a few extra redstone tutorials as well. So today we will start off with Projectile Protection. Now with Projectile Protection, this is an armor enchantment and reduces the damage taken from bows, crossbows, thrown tridents, and the initial impact of gas and blaze fireballs. Now, where I was saying about the fire protection will that you cannot use with this, but the fire protection is what will protect you against the fire aftermath. Whereas this, the initial projectile will not deal any damage, but any fired out from that projectile will still damage you. The reduction in damage is equal to the level times by 8, and there is 4 levels for projectile protection. So it's 4% per 8% per level. Like I say, this enchantment cannot be used with blast protection, fire protection, or the protection enchantment, which we will just about move on to. So next we have protection enchantment. Now this can be applied to helmet, chestplate, leggings, boots, and the turtle shell. Now this will cover damage. This will reduce the damage from blast, fire, and projectiles. So that would reduce all damage. However, at a decreased rate from what these specific ones are. So the rest are 8%. This reduces it by 4% on Java and 8% on Bedrock Edition per level. It cannot be used with the other enchantments either. And this, like I say, this enchantment will actually reduce the fire, the blast, and the projectiles as well. So it's handy for an all-round one, but obviously the reduction is a lot less. If you're going into fight specific mobs, you may want to opt for the other types. But if you're wearing day-to-day, this may benefit you more than the others. It's all down to personal preference, to be honest. Next, we have Punch. So Punch is pretty much the equivalent of Knockback on a bow. So what this does is this actually does knock back the opponents when hit by a projectile when hit by an arrow using the bow. And yeah, the higher the level, the further that mob will get knocked back. Next on the agenda, we have Quick Charge. So Quick Charge, what this does is it reduces the time it takes to load the crossbow, and it is at 0.5 seconds per level, and it comes in 3 different levels. So level 3 will give you a reduction of 0.75 seconds. On a quick charge, I know crossbows are quite slow, and that will obviously help out in that area. Next, we have Respiration, which comes in 3 different levels. It's a helmet and total shower enchantment. Respiration. The enchantment increases the amount of breathing time underwater by 15 seconds per level, which makes it needed. Makes it pretty much a needed enchantment for taking on an ocean monument and exploring shipwrecks and ocean ruins. Obviously, quite handy if you're applying it with Dextrider. I believe it cannot be applied with Aqua Affinity, as far as I'm aware. I believe they are separate enchantments. One's it can be used with Aqua Affinity. That is right, yes. Because I remember I've been underwater quite a long time and been able to mine at normal speed. So yeah, combine it with Aqua Affinity and Dextrider, and you want a winner being underwater, to be honest. Obviously things you would need for taking on an ocean monument. So level 3 will actually give you 45 seconds additional, which is the same amount of time as a splash potion of water breathing. So personally, I will take on Respiration 3. Take the extended water breathing when taking on an ocean monument, because that will give you them extra few minutes in case you are kind of fighting an Elder Guardian, just to get out of the way to be able to take more water breathing potions. Next, we have a Riptide. This is probably the most unique of the enchantments, to be honest. Riptide can only be applied to a trident. And what this enchantment does is it will launch the player when thrown whilst the player is in water. So it will act like you've got rockets on you, and can often be the way of taking off from water with an elytra to then swap to rockets to carry on flying. It's also, you don't have to be standing in water. It's also available to work whilst it is raining. However, this enchantment cannot be used at the same time as channeling or loyalty. Reason being, channeling obviously summons lightning, so you need to be able to throw that. You need to be able to throw the trident. With Riptide, you do not throw the trident away, you keep it in your hands. So it becomes more of a melee weapon than it does as a projectile weapon. And obviously loyalty, because you're not throwing it away, you're actually keeping the trident on you. So you wouldn't need the loyalty enchantment. And that is it for today. We have one more episode left on these enchantments. Hopefully they've been helping you out and filling you in with what the information is. Don't forget, if you've missed the rest of the series up to now, don't forget to check that out in the playlist. And also, don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the last, I believe it's going to be tomorrow. But don't forget to just subscribe, turn on the notifications so you get notified when the next video goes live. As I've got one more video left, and then the video after the next one will be the feature-length one, which will include everything anyway. So don't forget to check out the previous videos if you haven't already done so, if you only want certain enchantments to just have a refresher. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hello, and welcome to the final part of the enchantment tutorials. Don't forget, if you have missed anything, we're doing an A to Z of the enchantments, starting off with the basics in episode 1, continuing all the way up until Riptide enchantment. So from today, we'll start at Sharpness, ending on the Unbreaking enchantment. And I'll go through each one, detailing what the enchantments can be applied to and what they're used for, as well as the levels of enchantments available. So today's first enchantment, like I say, is going to be Sharpness. Sharpness comes in 5 different levels and is a sword-only enchantment. This cannot be used at the same time as Smite and Bane of Arthropods. It will deal less damage than Smite or Bane of Arthropods to the undead or arthropod mobs. However, it will deal a general increased damage to all mobs. The level, obviously, the higher the level of damage, the higher the level of sharpness, the more damage you will be able to kill. The higher the level of sharpness, the more damage you will deal to the opponent. Obviously, you've got sword and axe are the two it can be enchanted to. And don't forget, Smite and Bane of Arthropods cannot be used at the same time. Next, we have Silk Touch. So Silk Touch is a tool enchantment and cannot be applied at the same time as Fortune. It can be applied to pickaxe, shovel, axe, and hoe, and in Budrock edition only, the shears as well. Now, I don't know why it's applied to shears, because you get the drop anyway. As far as I'm aware from shears, it's a bit weird. So what the Silk Touch will do is it will drop the block mined as seen. So for example, a mining diamond ore with a Silk Touch, you would get the diamond ore block rather than diamonds. If you've got a grass block with a Silk Touch on the shovel, you will get the path block back. Same as a grass block, you will get the grass block back. And gravel means you will get no flint. So you can, combination of Fortune and Silk Touch, you can pretty much eliminate what you want from gravel. So if you want gravel, say for gravel or for the concrete powder, go with Silk Touch. You'll be guaranteed to get that gravel block. If you want flint, go for Fortune 3. You won't get any gravel that way. Hose, you'll get I say the same block back. So with a hoe, for instance, if you go chopping trees down and then use a hoe on the leaves, you will get leaves back. Yes, people say don't waste diamonds on a hoe. I did have a diamond hoe and I've got netherite, and it has been so much easier getting the leaves back using the hoe than it has been shears. The rate you go through shears compared to a hoe, the hoe is a much better tool to do it, and with mending on there, you don't have to keep crafting them up anyway. And the same applies to axe. If you use the axe on shears, you will get if you use the axe on shears, if you use the axe on leaves, you will get the leaves back. Also, this Silk Touch on a pickaxe will also allow you to obtain glass back, whereas without it, you will just break the glass and lose it. So yeah, Silk Touch is a very handy achievement, and most players, like myself, will have at least one Silk Touch pickaxe in the inventory and one Fortune 3 pickaxe. May not carry both at the same time, but they will always have them available. I've got 2 Silk Touches, one in my inventory on my realm, and then I'll have a backup in my ender chest, along with a backup of along with the Fortune 3 in my ender chest for getting more ores when I need them. Next, we have Smite. So Smite comes in 5 different levels and will deal more damage to undead mobs. See, you got levels 1 to 5 on Smite, and will one hit kill some of them, including with a skeleton. So, just a refresher, these are your undead mobs: the Drowned, the Stray, the Husk, the Phantom, the Skeleton, Skeleton Horse, Wither Skeleton, the Wither, Zoglin, Zombie, Zombie Horse, Zombie Villager, and Zombified Piglin, or Zombie Pigman if you want to call them that, which I still occasionally do. So yeah, Smite will deal extra damage to all of them mobs. So next we have Soul Sand. Now Soul Sand, we have Soul Speed. Comes in 3 different levels, 1 to 3. and is a boots enchantment only. And there are only 1 of 3 ways to get the soul speed enchantment, making it a treasure enchantment. Like I say, this increases your speed that you can walk out on soul soil. However, it is at a cost of XP for the increase in speed. So the 3 ways you get this enchantment is you can barter with a piglin to get boots, iron boots already enchanted with soul speed, sometimes gold boots with soul speed as well. Or you can get this soul speed enchantment book from bartering. You can also kill a piglin who is already wearing enchanted boots for a chance to get soul speed boots. And also you can sometimes find them within the Bastion remnants. Next we have Thorns, one of my favourite armor enchantments. This comes in 3 different levels. Thorns itself, the easiest way I can explain it is if you're being attacked by a mob and it deals damage to you, that mob will absorb some of that damage as well, so the damage gets reflected on them. So it's possibly one of my favourite enchantments on armour, outside of Unbreaking or Mending. And obviously if you're under attack by quite a few different mobs, it'll help you defeat them mobs as well. I have been known where I've hit a mob, it's not quite killed it, they've then hit me and killed themselves using Thorns 3. It's quite handy for ocean monuments as well, and any mobs that use projectiles as their attack. So if they say you come across a skeleton which you haven't seen yet, shoots you, that skeleton will also get damaged as well, making it a lot easier to kill them. And like I say, the higher the enchant, the more damage dealt to the attacking mob. This can be applied to helmets, chest plates, turtle shells, leggings, or boots. And lastly but not least, we have Unbreaking enchantment, which comes in 3 different levels. This can be applied to helmets, leggings, chest plates, boots, elytras, turtle shells, pickaxe, shovels, swords, axe, hose, shears, shields, flint and steel, carrot on a stick, warp fungus on a stick, fishing rod, trident, bows and crossbows. What this enchantment does is it will increase the durability of an item. The higher the level, the more durable the item, the more durability the item will have on it. Very, very effective if you're using and breaking 3 and mending together. Most items you will probably never need to craft again. However, it's always advisable to have backups even with unbreaking and mending on. Reason being is if you say go to a furnace, you can repair your item with the less damage in the furnace. So that is it for the enchantments. Don't forget to keep an eye on my channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already done so. I will be releasing videos every 2 weeks on a Let's Play, and in between I will be doing the occasional tutorial videos. I believe this will take my a tutorial a day throughout February. This will take it part beyond that. Obviously I made the mistake in starting on the 2nd of February, but this goes beyond the 1st of March. And don't forget, check out every Monday 8 PM UK time on twitch.tv/punkandmyandy for my live streams, where I am in the process of either digging out my base, or I will be, by the time this comes out, back onto the Nether hub, which will be for my overpowered wither skeleton farm. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.